Good morning out there, everybody. This is Alan with D9jsports, man. We're right back at it with another show. It's our Monday recap show. Hope everybody out there is doing good. Hope you had a good weekend. Outstanding football on. College football, pro football, high school football. They were all exceptional, ladies and gentlemen. And we did have some boxing that's where we had somebody in the ring, and we're going to get into that. We're going to get into all that, ladies and gentlemen. Monday morning, for all my subscribers out there, appreciate you guys subscribing. Hey, I need you to hit the like and subscribe button. If you're new to the station, to the channel, come on in, man. Come on in now. Oh, yeah. Nothing like sports, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing like sports. Nothing like being able to be a Monday morning quarterback. I know some of you right now standing around the water cooler, and you're thinking about all the things that went wrong in your high school football season. A lot of you standing around water cooler right now thinking about what you're going to do, what time you're going to leave. Get ready to take that next trip because your team made it through. And I guarantee you a lot of you are standing around right now thinking about, if he come over here and say one more time that the Texans are gonna beat us tonight and we're the Cowboys, then we may tear the office down. Probably gonna happen. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Alan with D9jsports. Hey, we're right back at it. Hope you're all out there having a good weekend. I had a good weekend. I know I did. Hey, let's get right into it. So we do have a lot of things. That we want to cover today. We've got a lot of things that we want to cover, and we want to talk about this morning. Let's start with boxing. Let's start with boxing. So I know on this show, if you watched it, I'm sure you guys watched the video, that I predicted that Mike Tyson would knock out Jake Paul in the third round. Well, of course that didn't happen. Did nobody get knocked out? And I also told you on this show about my trip to Vegas and about working out for 7 months. And at 58, after like the second fight, I was like really, really winded. So I'm here to tell you that from jump, when Mike Tyson, they introduced Iron Mike Tyson, he walked out. I looked at Mike and I knew, he wasn't gonna be able to do anything. And I mean, you can tell. And I've had this discussion with some of my closer members, and we talked about it. And the one thing I will tell you is that Mike made a come up. So you can't be mad at Mike Tyson, right? You can't be mad at Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson got 20 million smackaroos to be able to step into the ring with this young man and fight. So I'm impressed. Believe it or not, I'm impressed that Mike Tyson didn't get knocked out, ladies and gentlemen. No, Mike didn't get knocked out. Mike Tyson did not get knocked out. And Mike Tyson, he got a few punches in, but hey, man, he made it through. So if you're one of those people out there talking about, he should have done this. It's not the 20-year-old Mike Tyson. It's not the youngest heavyweight champion of the world. It doesn't work like that. And no matter who you are, Father Time will definitely catch up with you. So if you're one of those people out there thinking right now that you're 50-something years old and you're going to get in the ring with a 27-year-old that's actually in pretty good shape, that's actually got some type of boxing, he's been doing something, even though he's fighting YouTubers, he's 28, pretty good little athlete, you're mistaken. Your mind's going to tell you that, but you're mistaken. Now, if you're a former athlete, then that tells you right there that no. Now, let's take a deeper dive into it, though. We all know that a young Mike Tyson would hurt that kid. Come on, man. A young Mike Tyson would hurt him. A 48-year-old Mike Tyson would have hurt him. A 50-year-old, not 58, a 50-year-old Mike Tyson would have hurt him. But he's 58. So let me give you the best example that I can give you, and I'll use myself as an example. I can still pass a football. I can still pick a football up. I go with my kid and I go out to practice and I work kids out, and I can still launch it. And when I mean launch it, I could without warming up, I can just pick it up and launch it 60 yards. I could go out with the kids and throw routes and gun, and you think, man, he can still throw. But the next day, no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. When you get older, Father Time's going to catch up with you. Okay, I remember being out of football for 17 years and going back and playing some arena football. And after the first game, ladies and gentlemen, I probably got hit, I don't know, 7-8 times. And the next morning, I could barely even walk. I was 37. So what do you think about a 58-year-old? But kudos goes out to Mike Tyson. Now let's get into Jake Paul. Well, there's two sides of it from D9jsports that we see about Jake Paul. All right, the first thing that we see about Jake Paul is a businessman. You got to give him credit. He's a businessman. He's a businessman. He's a YouTuber. I definitely can't be mad at him. He has following. He's an IG. I can't be mad at the dude for that. He ain't no pro boxer. He ain't no pro boxer. I'm here to tell you now. He ain't no pro boxer. I tell you what. I was watching last night and they was talking about Dre, right? Dre was going back to the hotel and somebody said, Dre, why don't you fight him? No, man. Andre Ward would hurt him. So you heard a couple last time he fought that he talking about he want to fight Canelo. Canelo? I would hope Canelo doesn't need the money. Okay, I would hope that. Now, I'm sure that there's enough money, Canelo will get in there. But, man, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it because, see, Canelo ain't going to go out there and disrespect. If Canelo Alvarez get in the ring with him, man, within the first minute of the first round, man, Canelo Alvarez, they'd have to take that boy to the hospital. Okay, because Canelo Alvarez would hurt him. Let me tell you this. So last night when he was in the locker room and they was getting their stuff on, you saw his brother came in there, right? Logan, right? Saw how big Logan was? Saw about 6'3", 6'4". Man, Floyd Mayweather beat him up. Floyd Mayweather is 5'8.5", 150 pounds at best. Floyd Mayweather jumped on him. So what they tell you? What they tell you talking about he gonna get in there with a real, like a serious boxer. I tell you what, I got somebody for you here at D9jsports. You want to fight somebody who ain't like been the champ, but then you want to fight somebody like ain't at the bottom. Fight Jared Anderson. Yeah, fight Jared. I tell you what, will take a payday, and he been getting whooped. Fight Deontay Wilder. Hey, people will watch it, Jake. People will watch you get knocked out. They'll watch you get knocked out. Now the latest fight. Let's get to the latest fight. The latest fight was good, man. It's still difficult for me to watch it. It's still difficult, even though there are two women fighting again. It's really difficult for me to watch it, but kudos goes out to them. And man, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. And didn't nobody get robbed. It was just a good fight, man. I'm sure they're going to have their third fight, too. And the rest on the card was good. But, hey, man, it was something to do on a Saturday night. If you're in Dallas, to keep your mind off of what's going to be going on tomorrow. So, boxing. And no, he is not. I repeat, he is not the face of boxing. I don't care how many people on YouTube, and I'm a YouTuber. I don't care how many people on Instagram and all of that go and watch this dude. Man, he is not no boxer. He's not a real professional boxer. That's not gonna happen. But kudos, like I said, kudos to him. They put on a lot of people saying it was a robbery. I mean, if you're using common sense, you already knew that it was gonna probably go one or two ways. And at the end, he said he just didn't want to knock Mike Tyson out. I don't think he could have knocked Mike Tyson out, because if he would have, If he could have, he would have, because I saw in the first and second round he was trying to get at Mike. So what they tell you about his boxing prowess, it's not it's not him. It's not him. So we'll see. Mike says he don't know if he'll do it again. I hope that Mike don't do it again. Well, then again, Mike, if they gonna give you $20 million, Mike, man, do it again. I'm just gonna be honest with you. They gonna give the man $20 million. Okay, now, because Mike ain't crazy. Mike not about to get in there with no real boxer. Okay, but for $20 million, did you see Mike when he left the ring, ladies and gentlemen? He was tired. He was tired. It was like Mike wanted to throw, but he couldn't throw, and then his legs were shot. But hey, $20 million. Hey, Mike probably somewhere, and he back on his cannabis now, right? So Mike is back on his cannabis now. So let's move on to the next topic. But I'm gonna need you to hit that like, and I'm gonna need you to hit that subscribe button. Hit the like and subscribe button. So let's move on to the next one. I think I want to go pro football next. Let's go pro football. Let's start off with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. Russ was cooking when he had to cook. So Mike Tomlin made a good move by putting Russ back in. And isn't Russ a borderline Hall of Famer right now? Whether you like him or not. Russell Wilson is a borderline Hall of Famer. I'll tell you he's a Hall of Famer. And Russ is, they're sitting pretty right now. They're sitting at the top of the division. And Mike Tomlin, man, is a heck of a coach. I don't think they don't talk about Mike Tomlin like they should be talking about Mike Tomlin. Okay? Now, we all know what that's about. Mike Tomlin ain't never had no losing season. But the very minute you get another coach and he win a couple of games, then all of a sudden he the greatest thing since Bill Walsh, or he the greatest thing since Tony Dungy. Come on, man. We need to stop and recognize Mike Tomlin is a good coach. Whether you like him or not, Mike Tomlin is a good coach. You don't never hear none of that crazy stuff, them antics, and he able to deal with all them different personalities that's on that football team. Yeah, Mike Tomlin's a good coach. So Pittsburgh Steelers, hey man, kudos to you. Kudos to the Steelers for getting it done. Let's go to the Baltimore Ravens. Man, the Baltimore Ravens. Man, are you guys the modern day? Are you guys the modern day Cleveland Browns with Marty Schottenheimer? That was a heck of a coach. One of the greatest coaches ever. Or is that what you guys are? A regular season team? Because when you have to play somebody with some substance to them and somebody that brings that stuff to you, then no, you're not getting it done. And I love Lamar Jackson, but no, Lamar. No. It's up to you, Lamar, to get them over the hump. I don't need to hear you in the press conference talking about, man, I don't know why this keep happening to us every time we play in a big game. Hey, Lamar, I was watching the game, and I watched close. It's the same exact thing that happened in the playoffs last season when you should have been running the ball, and you were not. No, Lamar. You should have been running the ball and taking it upon yourself to make sure that you were going to get it done. But you didn't. But I also understand it's a regular season game. But for the Baltimore Ravens, what I'm trying to get everybody to understand is, no, Baltimore, you got to win those big-time games like that. Okay, you got to win those big-time games. Because you're unlike the other team that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Do I think that the Baltimore Ravens are still one of the upper teams in the AFC? Well, you bet your bottom dollar. I do. I think that they're going to get over the hump. They're going to have to show me after the performance today. Still a little leery, but I do think that they're going to be able to get it done. I believe that they're going to be a hard out. They're going to be a hard out. All right, so let's keep this thing rolling. The New York City Jets. Man. I looked at Aaron Rodgers today, and Aaron Rodgers, I know that they don't have a defense. Their defense is not doing anything. But Aaron, come on, man. I'm just going to give it to you real. You're making yourself look pitiful. Don't nobody want to tell you. I'm not going to give you all these numbers. Man, you can't win no games. Come on, Aaron Rodgers. I see you dumping the ball off and them dudes ain't ready for the ball. Or it's like you trying to get out your hand because you don't want to get hit. If you didn't want to get hit, you should have stayed retired. It's a force up there, man. I talk about the Cowboys all the time being a dumpster fire. The New York City Jets. What's worse than a dumpster fire? Somebody get in the comments and tell me what's worse than a dumpster fire. The New York Jets. They're terrible, man. They're terrible. They'll be lucky to win another game. They can get the lead, but they can't hold on. And then you come on. Let's give kudos out to Anthony Richardson. The coach, whatever the coach had, the coach put him in the game, put him back in the lineup after 2 weeks off, said the young man needed to grow up. When he was drafted, I wasn't high on Anthony Richardson. But today, the dude passed for about 280. The dude was balling today. And did you see him truck a couple of people? So I hope that the young man can build on this, can build on it, okay? I hope that he can build on it and keep it up. Keep it up. Because we all know, since Peyton and Andrew Luck and Strini and all them, since Harrison and all them left out there at Indy, man, no, they're not doing nothing. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. But hopefully the young man can get it going or keep it going. So today on the shows, I'm going to see if they're going to give that kid his kudos or they're going to be steady talking about, well, it was just one game and it's about time. Get a young man his credit. Give him his credit. Okay, so congratulations on him and the coach for getting them a victory. So let's keep this thing moving. Hit the like and subscribe button now. Hit the like and subscribe button. Let's talk about Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Chicago, you had them, man. Chicago Bears, y'all had them, but another blocked field goal at the end of the game. So special teams coaches around the National Football League, college football, and all you high school, special teams is a big key. And you should have learned after the Kansas City Chiefs won the game last week on a blocked field goal that if you're not ready to block them guys coming in, them guys gonna be trying to get their hands up. Okay, so that costs the Chicago Bears. Now, on the other side, I'm gonna tell you, Chicago Bears. I think that your young quarterback is gonna be a good quarterback. The problem is the Chicago Bears. Their organization. They fire coach after coach. They fire offensive coordinator after offensive coordinator. They should have never, to be honest with you, the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears should be Justin Fields. And Williams should have been somewhere else. That should have been the starting quarterbacks for the Chicago Bears. Yep. That should have been the starting quarterback. But no. The Chicago Bears would mess you up. You got guys that used to coach out in Carolina. You see what they done to Bryce Young out there. Now they coaching in Chicago. Man, get out of here with that. Chicago Bears, you haven't beat the Green Bay Packers. And year after year, the Packers beat you. Remember, Aaron Rodgers said that he owned you. So that's embarrassing, Chicago. That's embarrassing to the great, to the GOAT, Walter Payton. That's embarrassing to Jim McMahon. You're from Chicago. That's embarrassing to MJ that you're out there doing that. Absolutely disgusting. Chicago Bears. Just got to tell it like it is. A lot of great games. And I'm gonna say the one I really want to get to last. But let's go to Justin Herbert and the Chargers look good, man. I'm gonna tell you, I like Justin Herbert, but tonight he showed me a different side of him. Justin Herbert, over the years I've watched Justin Herbert since he got in the league, and I'm watching a guy will be wide open, right? A guy will be wide open, and Justin, some reason or not, Justin Herbert would miss the guy. And then, had a little freak injury here. But tonight, now, I'm here to tell you, Justin Herbert was throwing that rock. Last night, he was throwing that rock. I'm telling you, he was throwing that rock. So they look pretty good. Cincinnati Bengals, they've got a lot of work to do, man. It's gonna be tough, man. Joe is I love Joe Burrows. It's going to be tough, Joe, man. It's going to be tough. Y'all probably have to win out, man, and get some help. So, and tomorrow night, we've got the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry. They're leaving Bizarro World, headed down to H-Town to the 71321. You know what I'm talking about. If you watch the videos, you know what I'm talking about. Do I think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to beat the Houston Texans? If Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Drew Pearson, Troy Aikman, Charles Haley, Deion Sanders, and all of them come out of nowhere back in their 30s and they suit out, well, yeah. But we know that ain't going to happen. That's not going to happen. I think that the Houston Texans are going to dismantle the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow. I think that they're gonna totally embarrass the Cowboys. Oh no, the Cowboys are the Texans. I think they're gonna embarrass them. That's what I think is gonna happen. Now I may be wrong, like I was about the Mike Tyson fight, but I think that they're gonna no, they're gonna take them out. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. Oh, I think they play in Dallas. It's not going to be pretty. I don't care if they play in the parking lot. If they play on some farmer's field, okay? They can play in the parking lot of the mall. They can play at the high school stadium. The Houston Texans going to have a point to prove. They lost their last game to the Detroit Lions, and they going to have a point to prove. Okay? Now, since I mentioned them, the Detroit Lions. Ladies and gentlemen, the Detroit Lions, they scoring 50 points. They scored 50 points on the team in the league to score 50 points twice this year. The Detroit Lions ain't no joke. The Detroit Lions are not a joke. They can run the football. They can stop the run. Now Aaron Glenn has them playing that coverage now. Now they love to play man to man, but when they have to, they play a little zone. Man, they could have scored 100 points on Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, if you watch the videos, I already told you what's gonna happen. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, the only way the Jacksonville Jaguars will resurrect their pro, and I hate to say it because I like Trevor Lawrence, but to be totally honest with you, the only reason that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to restore their program is they're going to have to sell ship. They're going to have to sell it all. They're going to have to push all their chips in the middle of the table. And what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to, I don't know what Jerry's on his chopper probably. If you watch the videos, Jerry's on his chopper, headed out to Boulder. But if not, Jacksonville needs to turn it all in. I know they gave Trevor a lot of money. They're probably gonna have to move Trevor and take everything they got to get Deion and his kid to come out there, because it's not gonna take. It's not one of those franchises where people want to go at. Could you imagine though that Deion in Jacksonville and how much how much attention that would bring the Jags? It'll bring them a lot of attention. It will bring them a lot of attention. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the last one in pro football. The Buffalo Bills beat the defending champion, Kansas City Chiefs. Josh Allen got him a win over Patrick Mahomes. What does that mean? I don't know what it means for you, but for D9jsports, let me tell you what it means for me. Absolutely nothing. I got frustrated watching the game and listening to Tony Romo. I got frustrated listening to Tony Romo. Now, I don't dislike Tony Romo. He's a pretty good quarterback. But man, the Josh Allen stuff, like really? And I don't dislike Josh Allen. I done a video on it, but really, what is the deal? What is the deal with Josh? Did he play good? Yes, he played good. Has he won anything? Negative. At one point, I think Romo even mentioned him with being one of the best. Man, stop. Isn't Lamar Jackson playing? Even though he had an off game, isn't Lamar Jackson playing? What about the dude across that he beat tonight? Patrick Mahomes. What about Jaden Daniels? Come on, man. Come on. They got to stop with that, because what's going to happen is what everybody, except for the people in Buffalo, knows, and the people for what in the media who have, I guess, some agenda to make him the greatest, and he isn't winning anything because he isn't going to get the MVP. They're going to try to give it to him, but he's not. We all know what's going to happen. I don't go to no Super Bowl. I don't win no Super Bowl. And when they lose, and the way things are, they'll probably lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. They'll probably lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, he was kind of a little leery when he said, no, you're going to see him again. He already know. Now, what does that mean for the Kansas City Chiefs as far as me? Nothing. Kansas City Chiefs, man, you're not going to win them all. We've only seen two teams that I can remember. The 76 Dolphins won it all. Okay? And they were drinking that champagne today because the Chiefs lost. And then we saw the New England Patriots and the GOAT Tom go win it all in the regular season. He's not Tom. Their coach isn't Bill Belichick. They don't have Rodney Harrison. They don't have Richard Seymour. They don't have Ty Law. They don't have Teddy Bruschi. They don't have all the Rob Gronkowski. Do I need to keep going? They don't have Falk. They don't have all them guys, Branch. They don't have all them dudes there who gonna get it done when it counts. They don't. They don't. What does the Kansas City Chiefs have? They got Pat and Andy and Travis. And you can best believe that them receivers gonna they gonna come around. Pacheco coming back. That ain't nothing that's just something for Andy Reid to coach his guys up a little bit more on. Hey, and you can best believe. Did you see Travis Kelce when he walked off the field? He was shaking his head, ladies and gentlemen, like, yeah, I heard you. I heard you. But nope. Josh Allen. And like I said, I don't dislike Josh Allen. He balled out. Yeah, he balled out. He ran the ball in the end zone. Nothing against that kid. Okay, because the kid plays hard. He plays hard. But the problem is the media just continues on. It continues on. I can't sit here and tell you because he's a white quarterback. Because there's a lot of white quarterbacks. But they don't pump him up like him. I just don't get it. Can somebody get in the comments and help me understand? Because you can't get in the comments and say because he's a white quarterback. No, there's a lot of white quarterbacks. Joe Burrow, do I need to start naming them off? Do I need to name them off? So, absolutely nothing for the Kansas City Chiefs. That absolutely means nothing. Do I think that pro football is doing great? I think so, yeah. I think we're all kind of accustomed to all of the what is a tackle, what isn't a tackle, what is a fumble, what's a fumble, what's a catch. So we're getting all used to that. So pro football. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I want you to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's keep this thing rolling. We're going to head over now. We're heading over to college football. Incredible weekend of college football. And you know where I'm going to start at. The Colorado Buffaloes. The Colorado Buffaloes and Coach Prime and Coach Sapp. But one thing you can be assured of now. Oh, it ain't just about Coach Prime. It ain't just about Shador. It ain't just about them. They jumped on Utah, and I like Utah coach. I like Utah. I like the Utes. I'm telling you, I like them just like I like the Texas Tech coach. I like the Cincinnati. I definitely like the Cincinnati coach, and I definitely like the Utah coach. Good, seem to be good, humble men. They try to run their program the right way, and I like them. I definitely like those men. Okay, and I see how their kids are respectable kids, and we're gonna talk about some coach. Okay, I like them. But the thing about the Colorado Buffaloes, I told you guys in the video, the Colorado Buffaloes got some speed, and I'm not just talking about on the wide receiver. Did you see that defense? Man, the Colorado Buffaloes ain't no joke. And when it's all said and done, the Colorado Buffaloes, hey, if they don't win another game, they already got 8 wins. It's incredible. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, before it's all said and done, I've already said this on one of my videos. This is the most amazing sports story ever. We're going to look up. We're going to look up in 4 weeks, and the Colorado Buffaloes going to be the one the Big 12. They're going to be the Big 12 champion, be the one and get a bye in the playoffs. This is an incredible story, ladies and gentlemen. I done a video about Coach Prime, the most influential person in sports. Check it out. Just if you're a subscriber, you already know. The Colorado Buffaloes, they done all of this. They didn't even have Jimmy Horn Jr. playing. But I want to know. You guys watch the video. Somebody tell me. Is Wester the best receiver on the team? Man, Deontay Wester is like, he's electrifying. They've got weapons. They've got weapons like you wouldn't imagine. Now, I know when the competition, well, I don't want to say that. Let me stop that. Because that's what everybody else is going to be saying today. Oh, when the competition steps up. Man, they playing who on their schedule. And Utah coach said it. Man, they the toughest team they done played. What that tell you? What that tell you? The Colorado Buffaloes. Now, I told you last week that Utah should have beat BYU. Well, Kansas did it. I stayed up and watched it. The Kansas Jayhawks took them out. That's going to be a tough one for Coach Prime them. That's going to be a tough one, but I don't think that they got. No, man, I don't think they got enough for them. They got Daniels. Daniels, a young man, the quarterback. He can run. He'll run the football. They've got 2 corners. You're very seldom going to see 2 kids that stay. They've been at the school 4 years, and they've been starting at corner for 4 years. There are 2 cornerbacks. But man, ladies and gentlemen, they got Shepard. They got Jimmy Horn Jr. They got Travis Hunter. And I ain't going to say nothing about Travis Hunter because you watch the videos, you already know. Heisman Trophy. Man, this dude, Travis Hunter's off the chain. He's off the chain, bro. Travis Hunter's off the chain. So, but Kansas is going to be tough. But let's get back to BYU. I told you BYU should have lost to Utah, and Kansas took them out. I told you in the video, the one thing that ladies and gentlemen, that BYU ain't going to be ready for, man, is that speed. Now it's all shook up. It's all shook up. So they're not going to be ready for the speed for the Buffaloes. And another team that should have lost. Let's keep this thing rolling. Another team that should have lost. The Oregon Ducks. Now, I know football, you're not going to win them all. You're going to have some luck along the way, and they got lucky. Wisconsin just didn't have a passing game. Their quarterback he just didn't have it, man. They threw, 100 yards. That's not going to get it done, ladies and gentlemen. That's not going to get it done. All right, let's keep this thing rolling. I told you we got a lot of stuff today. Georgia Bulldogs. The Georgia Bulldogs, they tough, man. They tough. Kirby Smart and them, they got the job done. They done everything they could. Tennessee, man, they just ran out of gas, man. They didn't have enough, man. And Kirby got it done, and his kids. And I like their quarterback. He stepped up. He didn't throw 3 picks, so he played some football. So they got the job. They definitely got the job done. Texas, the Longhorns done their thing. Closer than we would think it should be, but they did get the job done. So let's keep this thing rolling. The last one I want to talk about is LSU. LSU Tigers. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't really want to talk about too much about the football team. I want to talk about the coach. Never have been one of my favorite. Never have been one. Brian Kelly seems to be a very upset old man. Seems to be a very upset old man. Talking trash to the kid. I didn't see what the kid done wrong. The kid jumped off the wrong foot, jumped too early. Is that a reason to chew the kid out? Get up in his face and tell him he uncoachable? Talk smack to him? But the very minute the kid say something, then the kid wrong. And you wonder why kids don't want to stay at these schools. Now, I'm not telling you that Coaches don't have a right to say something. But this dude, it's always something, man. He done that crap in the press conference. It's always something. He always angry. Man, everybody putting up with that, man. You losing games. They don't get your butt out of Louisiana. They don't get you out of there. Brian Kelly, he seems to be a very upset dude. I just don't understand why was he doing that crap. Don't understand it. Seen it here. I just don't understand that. Don't understand that one. Don't understand why you will continue to be like that. And you do it game after game after game after game, Brian Kelly. You're losing. But you didn't see Kirby Smart do that. You didn't see when Kirby Smart and them lost, you didn't see them do that. You didn't see Alabama coach when they lost. You didn't see them chewing the kids out up in their face, acting a fool. No. But Brian Kelly, you do. You don't see Kirby Smart when he lose get in the press conference and act no fool. You don't see that. You wouldn't see Nick get in the press conference when he was coaching. You don't see Coach Prime get in there and act no fool. You ain't seen Coach Prime, okay, doing that kind of mess. Because remember what I told you. It's okay for him to do it, but when Coach Prime start digging on one of his kids, and we know what Coach Prime, how influential he is on them kids, what happens? The media hones in on. You need to hone in on Brian Kelly before it's too late. Because I'm telling you, they gonna get him out of there. And he losing, and your kids gonna be transferring out, and you losing. Come on, man. Stop that. All right. Oh, and I'm gonna go back, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta say this for somebody, and they're gonna know who it is. I feel the Broncos. You know who I'm talking to. I feel y'all up there in Colorado. I feel you. That's all. You know who I'm talking to. I know you still got season tickets. You was at the game. I feel you. I feel you. All right. Now, let's keep this thing going. College football, ladies, it's winding down. It's definitely winding down. And it's going to be interesting. A lot of teams, 12-team playoff. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it's shook up. There are so many stories that we can talk about in college football. But we're going to leave it right there. So when we get to our last segment, ladies and gentlemen, and our last segment is going to be about high school football. Well, there are a lot of teams in the 409 that got some victories. Most of the teams around here got their victories. Several teams like the Needle Bulldogs, they get handled pretty good. So, if all the bus drivers and everybody that done the traveling, man, hey, good job. We know there's still a lot of traveling to go. Remember, I told you guys that for those of you who your season came to an end, hey, it's just how life is. Move on to the next phase of your life. That was just a chapter. It was just a moment in time. If you're going to be fortunate to get a scholarship, then great. But you got to make sure you do the things that you're supposed to in school. Continue to be respectable, okay? And if you're going a different route, just remember, it's just a moment in time. And finally, the Jasper Bulldogs. Ladies and gentlemen, I saved it for last because I wanted to kind of really elaborate on it and tell you about the Bulldogs and the season that we had. And the season came to an end. Went down to H-Town and we got beat. We got really hammered by West Columbia. The West Columbia Roughnecks. West Columbia gave it to us. It was a club. We actually was winning the game, and then the West Columbia Roughnecks continued to be resilient. And remember what I told you: one mistake here, one mistake there, and then it snowballed, and they almost got 60 points on us. I think it was like 56 to 28, something. It was pretty bad. And sure enough, that night I woke up, and it was probably 2-3 in the morning, and some fans from West Columbia been in my chat, man, and talking, hey, man, y'all had the big plays, but we won the game. And they were exactly right, Jasper Bulldogs. They were exactly right. Big plays. I've been saying it all year. At some point, we should have started trying to run the ball. And I know our running back, Peyton Brooks, got hurt. And I hate that for the kid. I hope he's okay. He got hurt. But one thing holds true. You all who, If you go in the regular season and you're dropping back to throw the football every single play, when you get in the playoffs, you're not going to be able to run the football. That isn't just the Jasper Bulldogs. That could be the Georgia Bulldogs. Okay? It don't matter. Fresno State Bulldogs, Carthage Bulldogs, anybody, any team. If all you do is drop back and pass it, when you get to the playoffs, you're not going to be able to run it. And when you need to run it to close out the game, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So we've got work to do. I've told everybody that, I don't really know of a quarterback that we've got developed. I saw this thing on our news station here today. And they put out this thing thanking the kids for a good season. And they talked about the kids that we're coming back and things are going to be different. But we done lost in the first round of the playoffs. 2 out of the last 3 years we lost in the first round of the playoffs. High school football isn't pro football or college football where you reload. High school football kids keep transitioning in and out, ladies and gentlemen from Jasper. Doesn't work like that. If you don't have, I'm going to say this again. If you do not have a quarterback, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to be successful if you don't have a quarterback. So we're going to be going into next season. We don't have a quarterback. Well, we've got maybe a couple of kids that may be taking 2-3 snaps. They're going to be our starting quarterback next year. One of them. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I don't know how many Division I players that we got coming, that we're going to have coming back next season, or that we're going to have coming up this upcoming season. But I know that we've lost some incredible kids that are going on to UT and U of H and a lot of good schools, Stephen F. We're not going to have that. So that's how we've been winning. So Coach Crumley has a lot of work he's got to do. And no, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's just high school football. No. That's a loser mentality, Jasper. That's a loser mentality, and we don't want to have that mentality. We want to make sure that we try to get our kids developed up so they can be better. Okay? We know we want them to be great kids, but we got to get them developed up. And another part of the development of our kids is players. It isn't about development on a pee-wee football level, because that's basically what we're doing. What we're doing is whoever the pee-wee people say are the best players, that's who's getting put out there. And that's the problem. That's the problem with the Jasper Bull. Whoever they say is the best pee-wee players are the ones that are getting put out there. And that isn't the way it goes. Because those kids they're not getting developed. And the development, what I'm trying to get you to see is, if a kid is not developed, it's not just going to affect the Jasper Bulldogs. First off, it's going to affect whether he gets a scholarship. If he's not developed, then he's not gonna, unless he's just this phenomenal big size kid who runs a 4.3 40, they're not gonna get a scholarship. And just because that development, everybody's playing football now. But if you're developed, then yeah. If you're developed, you're gonna be Draylon Miller from Silsbee, who's catching them passes for the Colorado Buffaloes Saturday. But 367 days ago, he was playing for the Silsbee Tigers. Or you're going to be Anthony Smith up there playing with the University of Texas Longhorns. Yep. So we need to think about that. We need to think about that as we get ready to move forward. Because remember, we all wanted football season starting. Bam. It's pretty much gone. It's over with. Now, for the rest of the teams that are in the playoffs, congratulations. Hey, 4 more to go. 4 more to go, and you'll be up there in Bizarro World. 4 more to go, and you'll be in Bizarro World. So for Newton and Woodville done their thing. Newton done their thing. All of the teams around here who done your thing. Hey, congratulations to each and every one of you teams and every one of you coaching staffs and administrations. Continue to do the right thing. Continue to do the right thing. Now, finally, I want to tell you that overall, it's been a great weekend. We've got a lot more weekends of sports that are going to be coming up, and We want to make sure that as things go on, here at D9J Sports, I want you to always remember that it could be different. Remember the pandemic? Remember the pandemic when we couldn't get out, we couldn't go to stuff, we couldn't check it out. You had to stay at home. Things are different, so we should be thinking about that. Basketball season starting, and it's going to go by fast. And then baseball is going to be coming around, and we're definitely going to come cover some of that. I don't know how much basketball we're going to do on this show, but baseball we're definitely going to cover that, and we'll be getting into that. But sports is great, and as we go on, it's going to get better and better. 12-team playoff, NFL, it's going to be great, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be great. So until next time, I want you to remember. Sports, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about sports. Who's going to win the state title in 4A Division 1? Who's going to win the state title in 3A Division 2? Where you at, Duncanville and North Shore? Where y'all at? Y'all gonna be up there in Jerry's World? P&G Indians. You gonna take a trip back to Jerry's World? To Bizarro World? Dallas Carter. South Oak Cliff. Will you be there? Colorado Buffaloes. BYU, University of Texas. Will you resurrect the days of Vince Young? Will you take the Longhorns back to the title? Austin, Texas deserves it. Or will there be flashes of Cordell Stewart? Launching it deep again, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to be there? Will you be there, ladies and gentlemen? The Big Championship is right down the street. Oh, yeah, it's right. The SEC Championship is right down the street. Will you be there? Salem with D9J Sports. I'm definitely out.